Hey everybody, how are you? I want to talk to you today about a headline that I saw recently that just had me climbing up the walls. This is it. GOP nominee for governor in North Carolina has a history of inflammatory words. It could cost Trump. Now I realize that for most of you that headline probably seems perfectly fine. It fits right in line with the type of horse race, game show style coverage that we've been getting for years. The type of news that treats politics as a largely meaningless game, where it's all about which side is winning and who picks up a few points here and who's ahead a bit there, and what the odds are that, etc., etc., etc. The problem is that politics isn't a game. There are real-life consequences for real people when one candidate is elected rather than another, and when one policy is enacted rather than another. The problem is that the large media corporations that print/show all this stuff usually aren't the ones who suffer the consequences of these policies. People with money and influence rarely are, so it doesn't matter to them. But it does matter to the rest of us, especially in a case like this. When I hear the term inflammatory remarks, I think of something like Mitt Romney saying 47% of people don't pay taxes, or Obama saying you didn't build that. Those are what you would normally call in politics inflammatory remarks. However, the guy this article is talking about, Mark Robinson, is not a normal politician. He's a dangerous lunatic, and I mean that even by Trump-era standards. Mark Robinson is the type of guy who, in church, said that some types of people just need killing. And if you're wondering what kind of people he's talking about, he also refers to gay people as filth. So let your imagination work on it. He regularly talks about his AR-15 as a political tool. Not only does he think school shootings are fake, he referred to the survivors of school shootings who protest against gun violence, and I can't believe I'm actually saying this, prostitutes. He called them child prostitutes for protesting the gun violence that almost killed them. And just to put the cherry on top, just in case you weren't yet 100% sure what kind of guy he is, he thinks that the Holocaust was a hoax. These aren't just inflammatory remarks. We're way past that. This is hair on fire crazy. And frankly, it gets worse from here. The whole article has this tone that, to me, seems detached from reality. The author of this article, Gary Robertson, spends all of his time talking about what this means for the chances of Republicans down ballot and how voters react to those labeled as extreme. Sometimes I wish I could sit down with Gary or someone like him so that I could ask them a couple of questions. My first one would probably be something like, listen, Gary, do you understand that this is actually happening? Like in the real world where real people live? Have you considered that there might be some consequences to handing over the reins of an entire U.S. state to a Nazi-friendly nutjob? This kind of news is just a disservice to the public. This both sides horse race style coverage ignores the reality that there are consequences to politics, as well as moral dimensions. Sometimes who's ahead isn't nearly as important as what they stand for. And the type of reporting that was acceptable when both parties stood for broadly the same American principles is no longer acceptable today, when the MAGA wing of the GOP is an active threat to democracy. The media is trying to abdicate responsibility for all of this, while still getting credit for being the guardians of our freedom. You can't have it both ways. Tell people what they need to know. Vote blue, everyone. Until next time. Thanks for watching that video, everyone. Now, if you liked that video, then please like the video, and of course, share and subscribe. And most importantly, please, if you can, comment. Because it's not only really good for me algorithmically in terms of getting my channel views, but I'm also kind of new at this, and I would love your feedback, your advice, your thoughts, comments, ideas, anything like that. So please leave a message, like, subscribe, and share. Till next time, bye-bye.